And girls, in our last lesson, we stretched out the sounds in words with sound buddies. Now remember, sound buddies are two consonant sounds that are next to each other in a word, where each one makes its very own sound. Now we can take away one of the sounds, and that other sound is still going to say the same. Now today we're going to learn how to read and spell words with sound buddies. When we read and spell words with sound buddies, we can call those sound buddies a two-sound consonant blend. All right, in a two-sound consonant blend, each sound buddy in the blend is spelled with a separate consonant letter, and each one makes its own separate sound. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to show you some letter tiles really fast, okay? These are the letter tiles S and T, okay? Now, each letter makes its own sound, but they are next to each other just like buddies, okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys some more tiles. I have the letters S, T, E, and P. Now, let's touch and say each word together. S, T, E, P. In the word step, we see that two consonant letters next to each other. Do you guys know what two consonants are next to each other in this word? You're right, it's S and T. Now, S and T are consonants that are right next to each other, so we call them a two-sound blend. All right, there's my picture of my step. All right, friends. Now, boys and girls, this is an ice cream cone. Okay. Now, I have the letter tiles S and T next to the ice cream cone. The letters in a two-sound blend are like an ice cream cone with two scoops of ice cream. Each scoop is a different flavor. Now, we can lick the vanilla scoop and it tastes like vanilla, and we can lick the chocolate scoop and that's going to taste like chocolate. The two scoops that are right next to each other, these two scoops are right next to each other, but each one has its very own flavor and we can taste them separately. This is like the sounds in a two-sound blend. They are right next to each other, but we can hear each sound separately. The two letters spell two different sounds. All right, boys and girls, we learned about another time when two consonant letters are next to each other in a word, okay? So I want you to look at this picture. What is this? You're right, it's a milkshake. Now, look right here. What is it called when two consonant letters spell just one sound? You're right, it's called a digraph. What sound does this digraph say, the first one? You're right, it says sh. What does the next one say? You're right, it says th. Now, you were right both times, friends. A digraph is when two consonant sounds, like SH or TH, spell one sound, but the letters in the digraph are on one tile since they only make one sound. Okay. Now, boys and girls, I want you to look at the milkshake. Okay. Now, this is a milkshake, and it has a few different ingredients in it. Some strawberry ice cream, some vanilla ice cream, and some milk. But all of these flavors are all mixed together, and we can't taste the separate flavors. We only taste the one thing, and it's a milkshake. Now, the milkshake is like a digraph. Even though a digraph has two consonant letters, like S and H, in the digraph, sh, we don't hear those two sounds. We don't hear s and h. Instead, we hear the sound sh. All right. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to click this for you. Now, remember, a two-sound blend has two consonant letters, but each consonant makes its own sound. So each letter is on a separate letter tile like this, like the S and the T. Now, a digraph also has two consonant letters, but these two letters work together to make just one sound, like this, sh. Now, let's build some words with two sound blends. Let's listen.
Today we'll learn about two sound blends. Two sound blends are when two consonant letters are next to each other and the two letters make two separate sounds. Think about the word flip. Listen as I stretch the sounds in flip. Flip. Flip.
The first two sounds are f and l, and they're both consonant sounds. We spell them with the letters F and L. F, L, I, P, flip. The letters F and L are a two-sound blend. Two consonant letters are next to each other, and each letter spells its own sound. We can take away one letter in a two-sound blend, and the other letter stays the same. The new word is lip.
Since we know our letter sounds, we can read and build words with lots of different blends. Think about the word nest. 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 The last two sounds are s and t.
We can spell them with the letters S and T. N-S-T. The letters S and T are another two-sound blend. Each letter in the blend spells a separate sound.
Two-sound blends can come at the beginning of words like flip or at the end of words like nest.
A two-sound blend is different than a digraph. In a digraph, the two letters work together to spell only one sound. In a blend, the two letters spell two separate sounds.
If you see two consonant letters next to each other and they aren't a digraph, they are a two-sound blend, and the two letters make two separate sounds.
All right, boys and girls. Now let's build a real word that has a two-sound blend. The word is jump, as in I had to jump over the puddle. Let's stretch the sounds in the word jump. J, p. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to display color tiles while we say them again. Are you guys ready? Let's break this word apart. Jump. J, p. Jump. Now, boys and girls, the letter tiles M and P are, I want you guys to look at the letter tiles M and P. I see a two-sound blend at the end of this word. I know that each letter in the blend spells its own sound. P. Let's try one more. Or let's try one together. Okay, are you guys ready? We're going to do one together. Now, let's build the real word swim together, as in I want to swim in the clear lake. Swim. All right, friends, let's stretch the word swim out. S-w-e-m. Nice job. All right, boys and girls. Now, what I want you guys to do, what is the first sound that you heard? You're right, it was S. What letter spells S? You're right, it's S. What was the next sound you hear? W. What letter spells W? You're right, it's W. What is the next sound you hear? I. What letter spells I? You're right, it's I. And what is the last sound you hear in the word swim? That last sound you hear is M. What letter spells M? You're right, it's M. Now, do you see a two-sound blend in this word? I do. Now, which letters are a two-sound blend? You're right, it's S and W. Does each letter in the two-sound blend spell its own sound? You're right, it does. All right, friends. Now we're going to do a couple more, and I want you guys to build these words on your own, okay? So you are going to use your tile boards, and you are going to build the words flag, spin, nest, and soft. All right. All right, friends, I hope you guys have a good day.